from VAR Studios as we play with Wally West and DC Universe Online, and I enjoy having my flashback finally. I was finally able to catch up on Convergence or not Convergence, Rebirth, #1, I believe. I don't know, DC Rebirth, and it was awesome. We got the digital version. We read through it. We read it again. I read it to my unborn son, and it's truly a tale worth telling. It's definitely worth reading if you haven't been keeping up with this will probably be for you. I mean, I can't tell you that everything you love is coming back. So far, most of what I love has come back, and what I've been missing from DC Comics. So maybe the same can happen for you. I don't know. But we're going to stream DCUO live for a while, and I'm going to talk a little bit about what happened in Rebirth #1. Flash Rebirth came out this week. In fact, I think, pretty sure I just forwarded out a tweet about that, or saw something on Facebook. I don't know. But you can find that out on DCComics.com. I have not read it yet. I'm going to. But what's going to happen now is, they're going to deal with what's the aftermath of what happened in the last book. We're going to see a little bit more about Barry's reaction to Wally coming back and to the whole realization of who Wally West was, and the Teen Titans and the Titans before, after that. And so we're going to see that happen in Flash Rebirth, and then also now we're catching up with our Superman and Lois Lane. I say that when I say that, I mean Lyda's in mine. Our favorite Superman and Lois Lane, the Superman and Lois Lane who got hitched in the 90s, I believe. We have that comic. We love it. Pretty sure the version of it that we have has never been opened. I don't know. It's hard to say because I have like a whole kind of collection of comics that we refuse to open. Again, we bagged them up. We put sleeves in there. We put them in the boxes, and we haven't touched them since. And we've moved like 3 times since we had some of that. We had some of that before we moved the first couple times. So we moved 3 times hauling these comic book boxes, and have never opened them back up again. We have all of the Infant Crisis with the variant covers. I'm going to stop now before someone robs us. So anyway, the Superman and Lois Lane that we love, from our favorite versions of those characters, mine and I almost called you Lois, mine and Lyda's, now they are on this Earth, and they are hiding out, and the New 52 Superman is missing. Doomsday has possibly killed him. And now our Superman is wondering, is he going to have to step up to the plate and go out there and save the world? And how's he going to do this without his son finding out he's Superman? That's what's going to be happening in Superman Rebirth #1. It might be available too. We're waiting for Teen Titans. I don't think it's out yet. That'll be next week probably. And Teen Titans Rebirth, or Titans Rebirth, is going to go over Wally West and kind of the Titans' reaction to him coming back, because he was the missing Titan. So, but, all right. My Wally's back in the world. And it was really cool how they if you haven't read Rebirth yet, it was really cool how they treated the new Wally West. Because that was a concern. There's a Wally West in the New 52 now. And in a way, they explain it well. So basically, as Wally, if you don't know at this point, Wally has been trapped in the Speed Force since the last big crisis where he disappeared. And he's basically, the Speed Force is part of everything. It's everywhere. They've kind of made the Speed Force like the Force. And so, as Wally's kind of drifting around in reality, he's being drawn to the energy of some of these people that he's cared about throughout his existence. He's drawn to them. So he's kind of like if you want to look at it this way, he's kind of like a ghost in the room while they're interacting with people. He's energy in the room, and it's pretty neat when they go to this new Wally West that's come out in the New 52, and they explain that his dad had a brother and a sister. Iris was the sister. There was another brother. That brother also had children, and this new Wally West is a result of that. They both, for whatever reason, named their son Wallace. So he actually is from the same family, the same name, different dude, and so that's pretty cool. And he says he pays a lot of respect to Wally. He says that the Kid Flash name's being carried on very well, so he doesn't have to worry about that because he's not Kid Flash anymore, and he's clearly not the Flash because Barry's the Flash now, or is he? And for how long? Because Barry pretty much had a breakdown when he realized that Wally existed. He remembered him, and he remembered everything, and then he's like, how did I forget you? But that's just the thing. He's been wiped from existence. Nobody remembers him, but he remembers everything leading back to and before the Flashpoint. And it was the Flashpoint that pretty much started all of this mess. And Barry kind of feels responsible, but then Wally drops a pretty big secret on him, or a pretty big load, if you will, phrasing, and that's a pretty big spoiler. So if you don't want to hear it right now, cover your ears. But Wally lets Barry in on the secret that, the Flashpoint, paradox, that pretty much started off all of the multiple realities and the changing and the multiple Earths and all of that kind of stuff. Well, it didn't really start it off, but it started to create the first crises. But that is not what has taken 10 years away from everyone and started the New 52, that there's another force lingering out there that is outside of time and space and is manipulating the time stream. So who is that? We don't know yet, but we will find out. I'm assuming Flash Rebirth kind of covers that, but I don't know. Well, I mean, I do know, actually. They left a pretty big clue, but I'm not going to ruin it for you. But someone who can manipulate time, or can be outside of time, has basically reached in and taken 10 years away, resetting all of the heroes back into their prime and deleting the ones that, it didn't go along with the program, or it doesn't fit with the ages of the regular heroes, and that would include Wally. So who that is and why they've done that, we don't know. But the thought is that they've done it to set up something bigger. So they're trying to weaken the heroes in some way, and Wally thinks that it's the relationships, because the relationships and the friendships and the bonds that had been created over those years and years of comic book history, most of them had been reset. And like for example, Lois Lane and Superman, they're not even together in the New 52. It's Wonder Woman and Superman. So there are alliances that have been changed, relationships that have been changed and shifted, and parts of people. They made a point of showing Black Canary and Green Arrow. In the New 52, they're not an item, but in the past, in DC Comics history, they've been one of the main couples of the DC universe, right up there with Lois and Clark. And so they showed that the two characters now in the New 52, even though they don't have this connection of actually being a couple, for some reason they still feel more out there that they're missing. And they show a shot of Ollie, and he's in his bed in his night clothes, and then they show a shot of of Dinah, and she's in her night clothes in bed, and they're both staring out the window. Kind of that whole, like, they're looking at the same moon thing. And it was just pretty cool. So that's what Wally thinks, that whoever this is that's manipulating time, or has manipulated time, is doing it to weaken the heroes by taking the heart out of their characters, basically. And, you know, that's interesting because that's been my main problem with the New 52 since it started. Since the very first time I read anything about Superman in the New 52, I just didn't like the guy. It was not a character that I cared about anymore. He didn't have the heart, he didn't have the soul, and to me, none of the characters really did. Batman's kept... You know, DC Comics has been very careful, and I think Jeff Johns has been very careful not to let Batman get out of that mold that he's been in for quite some time. So the only big change that we saw with the Batman camp was just a shifting around of kind of his underlings. I mean, the core of the character stayed the same. But, you know, we saw Dick Grayson out. You know, he's like an agent of some kind now with the, I don't even know, CIA or FBI or something. I haven't really read that. We've got Red Robin, who had never really been Robin. We've got Damian Wayne now, having been the first Robin somehow. And it, so those types of things changed in the Batman camp, but the core of the character didn't change. They completely changed the core of Superman. When the New 52 started, Jeff Johns and the crew even came out and said, this Superman is going to be less human, more alien. The point of this character is going to be that he is an alien. The story that we're telling is that he is an alien left on a strange planet. He's been awkward with this his whole entire existence. And so he's less emotional, he's less human, he's less compassionate, and more Kryptonian is kind of what they were saying. And so, you know, that takes the traditional Superman, or the Superman that I've always loved, has been the one who, yeah, he was an alien, but he didn't find that out till he was like a teenager. So his whole life up until that point had been hot apple pie and Ma Kent's homemade noodles and whatnot. And that's what I loved about him, because he had a genuine love for humanity that came from his upbringing. He had a genuine compassion for his fellow man, because he didn't know he wasn't a fellow man. And then by the time he did, to him it wasn't, you know, this huge, horrible burden that he had to figure out what to do with. It was a gift that he used to help save the people that he loved. And that's what I always loved about Superman. He didn't have to save us, but he did, because he cared about everybody, be it a villain, a hero, a politician, a rich person, a poor person, a cat, a dog, a rat. It didn't matter. If the being is in peril, Superman will save them. That's what Superman has always been to me. And that's why I like him. And I'm in no way Superman, because no one is Superman. Only Clark Kent. Only Superman is Superman. He's the mold that he's the rock that we all break ourselves against, trying to be as perfect as him. That's how I see him. And so I'd say Batman would be more of a mentor as a human being. Like if I were to look at someone and say, who would I want as a mentor? Who would I want to sculpt me? I would probably choose Bruce Wayne, even though your life is going to be hell and you're going to hate it. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you'll love it, but he's going to make you do things that you never thought you could do. But that's because he is a human, and he understands that we would have to be able to live through things like that to be able to be there on a level with heroes like Superman and Wonder Woman. But as far as a guiding light that I would want to follow for the rest of my existence, it would totally be Superman. So, and I think that's what he is supposed to be to all of the other heroes. And in past tellings, that's what I've always enjoyed about it. So with the whole kind of what I felt was a almost heartless New 52, and then the rest of the DC Comics world continuing down that path, I was just like, oh, maybe they just think I don't know. Maybe that's just the way reality is now. Maybe that's the way this whole thing is going to go. And I really hoped that they would come back out and then say, oh, okay, well, the New 52 was all pretty much just a horrible alternate reality and has never been continuity, and it gets adjusted and somehow it gets fixed. I hoped from the day it was announced that that was going to be what happened, and it looks like that's kind of what's happening here. Although I think what'll happen is, and we'll see, but I'm hoping what happens is everyone just kind of comes to this awakening kind of a thing where they just, all of the memories that had been taken away or lost or altered or changed come flooding back, and now, I don't know, we move on down the road of now they're all in their mid-20s again, and so, or, whatever it is, and start this history all over again with all of these memories of the past in place, because I think that's been the most hurtful thing for readers and fans through all of the changes and continuity over the years, is just that you love something so much, you care about it so much, you collect it, you read it over and over again, and then all of a sudden it's changed, and it's not really changed in reality, because we still have those books. I mean, I can sit here and read old back issues of DC Comics all day long and be perfectly happy, but I guess it's the knowledge that in continuity, in that world, none of those characters have the memories of those So that's all I ask. Let them remember, and we'll be fine. Light is online now. I've been ranting about Rebirth for God knows how long. What I really need is for her to pull me through some stuff. I was playing with him the other night, and it was horrible. Because, it wasn't horrible. It was just that doing content, I'm at or below combat rating for some of the stuff that I'm trying to get into, and I'm going in with people that are in the same camp as me, and so we were all just kind of like, oh, there's no like 150 or 160 combat rating person in here, and it shows. There's a huge difference. I don't even know what to do though. So if you're joining us, we are live on VAR Nation. I am Rock VAR. I'm here with the Politic Camp, my wife. We call her Lyda. And our baby-to-be, Bodie. He doesn't have a gaming name yet, so maybe that'll be it. Yeah, because that's more of a nickname, so it'll end up being his handle, his gamer tag. Ooh, League of Assassins. See, I'm right at tier 3 with this guy. So I gotta do all the stuff that I love doing. Except that one. Coast City's always... We'll go to Strikers. Those two will be good. Because I've been playing several different tunes, and so I've been enjoying... I'm not really that much enjoying DPSing with electricity, but it's not bad. It's just not my favorite thing, I guess. But I'm trying to get him up to where I can make him a healer. So that's my goal. Jay is already healing. Jay's healing in Cathedral now. And that's fun. I like going in there. So he's like a 130 CR at this point. And then I've got Superboy is... I think he's going to be a tank, but he's a 113 right now. He's a Earth, and I've been DPSing with him, and I'm very satisfied with the Earth DPS. Like, I'm happy with it. My whole goal was to make him a tank, but I'm wondering now if I should. I don't know, because Crystal's a bad motherfucker. Crystal takes care of some stuff. She saves Superboy all the time. But I'd like to get to the point where we can change those golems. Like, I'd like to have like a wolf or something. Like a big You want a unicorn? Everybody wants a unicorn. That's what. I was at Little Bohemia, and then I ran across the galaxy. Now I don't know where I am. Whoop. It's like making that noise. It's like a bass drum hit. I got asked in the chat the other day if we were to expect a new power set this month. I do not believe, but I do not know. I know water is on the way, and I know we're not that far away from having ships in the harbor here. Yeah, you had so Lida had a download when she logged in. Mine probably did it already. It's set to do it automatically, I think. If PS4 had to. They may have even announced when the seasonal starts. Little Bohemia, ladies and gentlemen. There has been a lot of PvP, or not a lot, but there's been a considerable amount of PvP going on here the past couple of days. I like coming out here when they're PvPing and I can be a healer. And I don't know if it's working or not, but I just like to hang around and heal people. Or I like to think I'm healing people. Like, here you go, bro. And see, like right there, when somebody's PvPing, maybe someone can answer this question for me. When somebody's PvPing like that, and they get knocked out, and I'm not in the fight, if I go up and what I assume is help them, you know, oh, this guy thinks I want to fight him. Is that actually reviving them, or am I handcuffing them for their opponent? Because that would suck. I just wanted to help people. One of the coolest frames that were in Rebirth had to do with Barry saving people. It was pretty awesome. Wally was watching him as he's saving people from, I don't even know what. It looked like a building that might have been on fire or falling down or something. And Wally makes the comment, of course, he has a smile on his face when he's saving them. And then between the ticks of a second, as he's dropping them off, he's checking them out to see if they need to go to the hospital or not. And as he's doing that, he hears one of the kids say something about being hungry, so he speeds real quick to a pizza place, gets a bunch of pizzas, brings back to the kids, and in the meantime, he had enough time to redecorate the kitchen of the pizza joint to thank them for making all the pizzas. And all of that was done, of course, in the snap of a finger, and it shows us again why Wally's awesome. Barry, sorry. Yeah. I just have Wally on the brain. It shows us why Wally... Well, it also shows us why Wally's awesome, because that's his mentor. That's the person he respects the most in the world. And he gets a chance to tell him that in the book, and it's a really awesome moment between the two of them, because that's an entire history there that completely wiped from existence. And it was pretty heart-wrenching when Linda doesn't remember him, because he loves Linda. But I'm sure that'll work itself out. They have kids together, man. Twins, yeah. That was kind of who I modeled Jackson and Kate West. I know that's not their names, but that was kind of who I modeled them after. They were alternate reality Wally West's kids. We've queued for some really unpopular missions, or it's because I have the perfect group set.
Run for your life.
Now we're gonna have to re-queue though. Oop. It must be the time for fighting. This used to be where iconic people were hanging out. I don't see any here now. Wonder if they're... Well, obviously there's different queues.
Do something!
Who's on car patrol? I guess I could do that to keep the PvPers from getting attacked. There's a wolf! No, it's not. Hey, doggy. Rich Dollars. You're so cute. You like a doggy treat? Answer me! Speak, doggy. Well, we didn't... I guess that's a good thing I haven't had to stop the stream to go chase the woodpecker away from the house. We live in a cabin, and there was right before I started, there was a woodpecker pecking my house for wood. I had to go outside and chase him off, but I didn't see him. I did see the Mothman. He's very real. Squashed the hell out of him, though. Take that, Richard Gere. Wait, he wasn't the Mothman, he was just in it. That's what, no, but it was really like, I think that movie was actually about the Man-Bat. I'm still recuperating from seeing the Man-Bat in the Arkham game. Holy crap, that's still the scariest moment ever in a video game for me.
A victim comes to the slaughter. Send them to their death.
Claws of the demon. Maybe if you trim them things every once in a while, it wouldn't be such an issue. Alright. Oh my. I'm gonna massacre this thing.
Enough. When the claws of the demon fall, death can be delayed for a short time. How did you enter here, infidel? I am Rachel.
Through the door.
And this temple is not visible on any map. And you arrive just as my rite begins to flood the earth and leave only the worthy alive. But no matter. You shall never see this paradise. Despair.
What is he talking about when he says that? This paradise? Himself? He's talking about, is he too sexy for his car or whatever? Me and this dude are going the same one. Oh, guess I screwed it up. Gotcha. No, gotcha again. Gotcha again. Got a controller rig. Uh-oh, what's happening now? Oh. Whirling dervish. I'm gonna say it every time I do it. It used to be the thing, man. That used to be the shiznit. And I don't know that from experience because I was never speed at the time. I just remember when I was kind of new to the game, that was the big DPS thing. It's like, oh, you have to clip in WD. What's WD? Whirling dervish. Where's the rest of our guys? They might be fighting people. Sorry, fellas. I was too busy being the Flash. I was too busy running fast, fast, fast. I'm fast, but I'm not that fast. What's going on? Do we anger them in some way? No? Then maybe they're... Oh, you know what? I'll bet they're trying to get the skeletons or something. Probably a feat they're trying to get. We should just follow them around. No! Oh my gosh! The game didn't even have time to lock me out. Like it didn't even pop up and say I had to enter the encounter. That's how fast you guys killed that guy, or whatever you did to him. Probably not killed. That's how bad you knocked him unconscious and gently transported him to a correctional facility.
Intruders! Students of death, protect the sacred temple! First line of assault, attack! You have learned nothing.
Ooh, the only reason I need that first. Okay, you did that one. Oh, that's right. None of y'all need this stuff. It's only me. I'm the only one who's important here. It's all about me. They are? Well, maybe they do need it. I just greeted some stuff and I needed one thing. People be needing stuff, man. The way things are now, when you come up and you can skip over entire tiers, or not entire tiers, but you know what I mean. Sometimes people miss a lot of these feats. I'll be missing my life here in a second when the staff master shoves that staff somewhere unpleasant. The back of the Volkswagen. Staff man, I keep forgetting I don't have weapon mastery with this guy. You alright, Supreme Old True? Don't be angry, they're the right. The right is always right. They are correct. No. What's that sound? That like revving up sound. What's that something to do with someone's power? Oh yeah, it's on me. I'm sorry. Lighter doesn't hear anything because we had the TVs in our house turned, the volume turned off. Or turned down, because mostly we're watching stuff on the computer. It's kind of funny. Someone said something to me earlier about a commercial that is on TV all the time, and I was like, really? Like, oh, what, you don't know? It's on. Tell you what I'm not missing. Dumb commercials that run 300 times a day.
You defeated the others, but I shall never fall.
You may not fall, but you will quickly rest. Running dervish! It's too far away for her to do anything. No, she didn't. I haven't seen that happen for a long time. Remember, it used to glitch up whenever someone would beast it that fast. Whoop.
I am impressed.
So am I.
Confront the League of Assassins survive. Just beyond here, my father begins his right to drown the earth in death. I cannot oppose.
It's not really his right so much.
Act as my blade
I keep acting like I don't know what the word right means. Not so much his right as something he wants to do. I think they're still looking for... And I probably don't have it on Wally, so it might be easier to hang out. Hope we get that.
The fire of death ignites. Soon the waters of purity will rise to burn away the taint of this polluted planet. Rise from the waters, claws of the demon.
Good luck with that.
Purified with the
You need to
fire
get a
of
vat of
death.
acid like that one, or that size, because there's a whole entire freaking island of trash floating around in the ocean. That's craziness. We could live on it. We could live on Trash Island.
Not bad. You begin to earn my respect. Pity you oppose me, who only wishes the best of humanity to prevail. But you cannot prevent the waters from rising, for the final catalyst is my own blood. No! The water of purity! It fights the Lazarus effects within me. It seeks to destroy its
Did you
own
notice he was
master.
down on this side of the, on our side of this pit, facing the camera, and the people that he was talking to, us, we were completely up here in another place. Like, I didn't hear a single thing you said, dude.
I do not know why the waters of purity sought to destroy him instead. Perhaps the Lazarus pits that keep both my father and me alive
Ooh.
changed us in ways we do not yet understand. You must go now, so I may tend to my father. I will
In
remember
personal
your
ways?
service this day.
Have you been changed? I was getting changed. Let's see what we got. We got League of Assassins style hands. Boom shakalaka. That takes us from a 60 CR on our hands to a 64. A weekly award box 3 with a large Primordial Cistern. Cool. I'll give that to the League. I don't need that, but I'm going to collect it. Why not? Whoa. If I was a tank, I'd be loving that. League of Assassins, ladies and gentlemen, with what do we have? A 166 DPS, a 143 DPS, and a 166 Troll. So thank you to Nightbreed, Supreme Ultraru, and of course Hippolyta Kent for completely carrying me through that mission. Because I did absolutely nothing. Let's see how much of nothing I did. Less than nothing. So thanks, guys. I appreciate it. And that's what I needed. Because I just like to run around. Don't leave, you say? Oh, okay, yeah. I refuse to leave, but it's going to kick us out at some point. I wish I knew what they were looking for. I'd help. The skeletons. The skeletal remains. Wonder if they're gonna still be visible to me. Oh, okay, cool. I hope so, but I don't know. Because remember when we were going back and we couldn't remember which skeleton we got because they didn't disappear, so we were just going back and getting all of them as many times as we could until we finally got the right one. Ooh, I hear something chiming at me. Oh, there we go. I want to.
This is Vicky Vale for Gotham Now.
Vicky Vale
What's
talk
the
first.
connection between Batman and the leader of the League of Assassins? We hear it's a romance between Batman and Ra's al Ghul's own daughter, Talia. Does this mean that Batman will
You can't hear that, but
Al Ghul dynasty?
that's hilarious.
We'll keep you posted right here at Gotham Now.
There's gunshots outside. That's awesome. Always love to hear that from your living room. Several of them in repetition. It was Vicky Vale, and she was saying, what is the connection between Batman and the leader of the League of Assassins? And then she goes, something along the lines of, we've heard it's a romance. And she pauses, and then she goes, between League of Assassins leader's daughter and Batman. And it was just funny. 'Cause oh, you can? Oh. Can you warp to rally? Or do you rally after the... I need to find some fresh water here. But I was forced to go to the library today for reasons I won't go into. And it wasn't reading. But while I was there, I noticed that there was a kid on the computer watching a YouTuber or a Twitch streamer or something that was, I think it was a live stream of a middle-aged guy who's like in his probably 30s or 40s playing a game and I guess the kid was just watching him play it. He was learning how to do certain things, but it looked like old school Zelda or something. It was a computer game, and I was like, damn, you know, with the technology and the types of graphics that there are in games right now, it still surprises me when I see young people playing those kind of old school games. Huh. So are we hopeless then? That sucks. Sorry guys. We should have, oh wait. It's not one. If we would have known that, we would have progressed slower to help them get the beat. I'm just gonna run around with my flesh hanging out. My insides coming out of my back. I think somebody just got ganked outside. There was another round of like 6 to 10 bolt gunshots that went off in repetition. There's a war out there. It's probably a war on deer. Unfortunately, for the deer and the hunters, because, you know, it's not season. I don't know what they're shooting at. Could be a werewolf. It is werewolf season. I saw a full moon the other day. Damn it! There I go again. Alright, getting out of here. I'm not, because I have to go to the end. Darn it. That is kind of annoying. I like the ones where you can just hit triangle. So we talked, you know, a little bit about Rebirth. There's not much else to tell about it, really. By the end of the comic, Wally is back. It's Barry that pulls him back out of the Speed Force when he remembers. So Wally's telling him who he is and everything, and thanking him for perhaps, and pulls him out of the Speed Force. So, and that's where it's left. So now we have to go read Rebirth, Flash Rebirth, and Superman Rebirth, which I believe are available now. So we may, I don't know if we'll do digital copies or paper copies. I kind of want to get paper copies of these ones. We have a local comic book store that we would like to support. So we will be supporting them. Probably, maybe tomorrow. Nah, nope, I don't think so. We got Bodhi stuff happening that we need to do. So comic books will wait until probably Friday. But all right. But as soon as we do catch up on it, we will check in and let you guys know, or we'll talk about it. We'll have some conversation around what Rebirth is looking like. So let us know what you think. If you've read the first one and you enjoyed it, let us know in the comments of this video. It'll be up on YouTube in a little while. You know, be sure to share and like as much as you can. Thank you for subscribing if you are a subscriber. I think we're up to 177 now, so we made leaps and bounds as far as subscribers are concerned in the past couple of weeks. We appreciate that. You know, thank you to each and every one of you. And we look forward to seeing you again in the future for Rockbar, or for, I almost said that. I'm getting pummeled right now by Connor, so that's why I can't even think. Oh, is it because of the gunshots? Our other son, Connor, he's our son, but he's a boxer dog. And Connor Kent, he's scared. He gets scared of storms and stuff like that. So as I was talking, he's muscling his way behind me on the couch between me and the cushion. So there we go. I guess I'll outro for him too. For Hippolyta Kent, Connor Kent, Kara Kent, and Bodhi, Kara Diana, and Bodhi, this is Rockbar saying peace out. See you guys later.